Hey guys. Oh, sorry, I forgot to plug in my microphone. I'm going to plug that in so you can hear me better. There we go. Okay. So I want you to get comfortable. You don't have to be on the floor. You're welcome to be sitting on a chair. By all means, I just like the floor a little bit better for this. So if you're comfortable in a chair, I just want you to be not maybe on your couch, but on a harder surface chair with a nice tall back. Or maybe no back, just sitting up nice and tall, whatever works best for you. So get comfortable. We're going to talk just a little bit about breathing and how important it is, like we don't know that it is important. And then we'll go into some exercises. So, excuse me. We breathe all day long. Hopefully you do, right? And all night long. And it is typically automatic for us, right? We don't have to think about it. It just happens. The times that we might think about it are with exertion, when we're ill, if we have any underlying lung issues like COPD or asthma or anything like that, right? Then we recognize, oh man, it's a little bit harder for me to breathe right now. And so those times we might think about it, but most of the time it's just part of our day. We don't really think about it. But the positives of focusing on your breath and doing some guided breathing or some exercises to think about breathing are great. There are lots of studies that have shown lots of positive results. One of them being stress relief. I know all the time it's good to have some stress relief, but right now, of course, there's lots of things that are probably stressing us more than normal. And so stress relief can come with this. So it's kind of a momentary stress relief. Additionally, long term, it can help us with anxiety, depression, and symptoms of PTSD as well, just from that taking time to exercise our lungs. Of course, increases our oxygen flow. And the specific way I'm going to talk about breathing today actually even increases the oxygenation in the blood even more, which is good for us, right? And that oxygenation actually allows our body to release more toxins. So also pretty good, good result there. We can also see that it can balance our autonomic nervous system. I think I'm saying that right. Sorry, I just read it. Which that kind of regulates some of those involuntary systems in our body. So it can actually help regulate our temperature and even increase some bladder function, which is always a good thing for us. And we're always breathing, but again, focusing on it can make us more alert and give us some of that mindfulness as we go about our day. So if you're feeling a little bit sluggish, you're feeling a little bit anxious, it would be a great time to stop and try some of these exercises and then see how it goes after that. So there are two types of breathing, right? We have the chest breathing, which is kind of shallow and you can hear it and see it more from the top of our lungs here. And that typically happens during exertion. If we're running or if we're working out or even just working in the yard, sometimes we find ourselves breathing a little bit more heavily, and that typically is a chest breath type of breathing that we're doing there. If we do that a lot, we're going to find our muscles get pretty tight in here and also into our our traps back here. And that's not really good for us. So we already often carry a lot of tension in those muscles and things kind of get a little bit tight there. So if we're not breathing as deeply as we can and working all the way down through the body here, through the breathing and working the rib cage, then we're going to pull some of that stress up here and get a little bit tight here. So we'd prefer not to have that happen as well. And then the second type of breathing is that nice diaphragmatic breathing. So you've got your rib cage, you've got your lungs, and right below that, you've got a little diaphragm that moves open and closed. Joe Pilates called it like our billows, right? You remember the billows to get the fire stoked, right? You squeeze the air out, and that's kind of how the diaphragm helps our lungs move the air around in our body. So we're going to talk about that diaphragmatic breathing, and we're going to go into a few exercises now to kind of engage all the way deep down into the bottoms of our lungs and down into that diaphragm. Joe Pilates would also say, he said literally that you have to out the air to in the air, right? So we have to get all of our air out before we can bring more air in. So we're going to focus on that kind of breathing where we're really expelling every bit of that air before we pull more air in. So I want you to just, again, sit comfortably. If you're not comfortable crisscross applesauce, you can bring your legs out in front. You could do one leg in and one leg out. I would prefer you not did that's good grammar, that you not go ahead and put yourself at a weird little angle on the hips. Make sure your hips are steady. So I'm a crisscross applesauce girl here, so I'm going to go ahead and sit just like this. Again, you take an option for you. Some people might even like to have those legs wider or the feet on and the knees off. So up to you. So I want you to go ahead and just come up nice and tall. And I don't know if you noticed, I've got this this stick here, right? And it's nice and straight. You see that? Nice and straight. So when we're talking about sitting up tall, I want you to think about having this, maybe you have a broom pole or something around that you can help to kind of get your spine straight. So I'm going to turn sideways and talk to you about what I mean by using this as an aid to get our spine straight as I hit the wall. All right. So what I want you to do, if you have it, and you don't have to, just kind of think about what I'm talking about if you don't have a stick handy. Put that right down next to the tailbone. And to sit up tall, we're actually going to need 3 points of contact on this. You could do it against a wall, but I don't really want you leaning on anything while we're actually breathing. So if you'd prefer that, you can. So I've got that tailbone on, and then I'm going to put my thorax on a little bit, right? And then my head. And for me, my head is the portion of me that wants to come forward. I want to round away and feel my small back into this. And I don't really sit quite this badly, but my head, even when I'm pretty straight up through the body, my head wants to come forward a little bit. We get that from reading, from looking at our phones, from looking at our computer screens. And so often our natural tendency is to have that head tilted forward. So I want you to think about that head also being right on that pole. So if you had a pole behind you, and you may or may not, you're going to be nice and tall here. So think about those 3 points as we're sitting tall. So you're nice and tall. Just go ahead and relax your arms for now. We'll move those in a minute. And we're going to start just by breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So shoulders back, draw nice and tall, head tucked back. Like I said, for me, that usually means that chin needs to come back because I would prefer it to drop. All right, so inhale in through the nose. And exhale. Good. Now start to pay attention to what your rib cage is doing. Just inhale naturally. And exhale. Do you find your rib cage maybe coming up and down a little bit? And exhale. Some of you are like, no, I know how to Pilates breathe, Kim. I'm trying to get the rib cage to expand east to west, as I always say. So we'll focus on that a little bit. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. In and out through the nose. This is typical breath that we do, but a little harder for me because in Pilates, we always breathe out through the nose. But we're just focusing now on what does the body want to do naturally. One more time, in through the nose and out through the nose. Nose, as I blow it out. Yeah. So we're going to move on to that portion where we breathe it in through the nose and out through pursed lips. So a lot of people want to just kind of blow the air out. I'd prefer that you act like you were blowing out a candle and squeeze that air out through your lips. It actually helps to oxygenate our blood better when we get that nice exhalation, and it pulls that air all the way out from the bottom of those lungs, which is of course what we are aiming for. So go ahead and breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Again, in and out. Good. Now, try to hide your belly button behind your sternum and come up even taller. Inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Good. Now, think about the rib cage coming out and not up. So we're going to go ahead and put our hands right on our clavicles for a little bit of feedback, proprioceptive feedback, right? So just the feedback coming through our hands. So right on your clavicles, inhale. And exhale. So if you're still working on that, moving deeper from that shallow breath, you'll find your clavicles rise and fall. And we want them to kind of open up, almost like they were aiming back around your shoulders, trying to open that chest like they were going to open up here. So try that again. Again, thinking about the rib cage, nice and low and expanding. Inhale. And exhale. Good. You feel that belly button moving. Inhale. Exhale. One more like that. And exhale. Good. Now leave one hand there and put the other hand on your belly for me. And we're going to really focus on that lower portion of our abdomen. So shoulders back nice and tall. Good. Get that head straight. Once again, did you notice I needed to tuck a little bit, I think, to get it straight here. So inhale again through the nose. Feel that belly kind of expand. Exhale, blow the air out, and try to find that belly button actually pulling up and in a little bit with that exertion, that exhalation. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. And exhale. Good. Now go ahead and place your hands right onto your rib cage and come tall. Now I'm a very short-waisted person. There's actually not much room between my hips and my rib cage, so this is a little bit uncomfortable. Your shoulders here kind of want to come up. I want you to draw them back and sit tall. So pretend like that mat is hot, or you're a marionette with a string pulling you right up to the ceiling. We're going to inhale and exhale. Good. Can you find that those fingertips are making more space? As you inhale, open the rib cage, and exhale, blow that air out, and the fingertips should be able to come together. Try it again. Inhale and exhale. Keep that belly button where it is and go again. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. So now we're just going to try a little bit of movement through the hands. So shoulders are back, your hands are down. You're kind of relaxed, but those hands aren't on the floor or on the chair next to you. Just hold them here. We'll do 3 breaths. Come tall. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale. Good. Open the rib cage as you inhale. And exhale. Good. Think about the movement starting in the bottom, moving all the way up the rib cage, and then exhale, start at the top and pull it down. Perfect. Now, put your hands right out to shoulder height. Draw those shoulders back and down. Same thing. I want you to reach those fingertips a little bit farther apart and kind of feel that stretch through the clavicles. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale. Let the rib cage come out like you're trying to reach the fingertips with the rib cage, and exhale. Blow that air in and stay tall. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and open those arms up. Now if your hands don't like to go above your shoulders, bend your elbows and bring them down here. I know I've had a shoulder issue in the past. That wasn't my favorite. Shoulders back, nice and tall. Pretend like your shoulder blades are being squeezed down and then toward the rib cage behind you. All right. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Think about the ribs. Open wide. And exhale. Good. 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. So go ahead and place your hands behind your head. You've seen some runners do this. I want you to open those shoulders. This should feel like a pretty good stretch. And then tuck your head back into those hands a little bit. Good. 3 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. Try it again. Inhale. Open that rib cage. Exhale. Top to bottom breathing. And last time. Think about it. Originating in the tailbone. And exhale. Excellent job. All right. We just have a little bit more to go here. We're going to work through an exercise where we actually count inhale and then count exhale. Starting from 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to try to get all the way up to 10 today. And if 10 is easy for you, I want you to keep going. I want you to try to get to 12. I tried it to see how far I could get, and I'm about 28. My goal would be about 30, so I can count all the way to 28 on an inhale and all the way to 28 on an exhale. So I practice breathing pretty often, so that can be a goal for you. Maybe your next goal is 15, maybe it's 20, but today we're just going to start with 5 to 10, and I want you to come again nice and comfortable with the hands and nice and tall with the body. Tuck that chin, come tall. I'm just going to place my hands here in my lap, but you can put them on your ribs or on your clavicles if you need a little bit of that feedback. So I'm not going to be breathing with you because I'm counting. You ready? So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exhale, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Now, if you want to keep going while I'm talking, absolutely fine. See if you can get to that 12 or 15 or maybe even 20 mark. So working on that on the daily, you'll be able to add in a little bit more lung capacity and ability to get all the way up there. I actually focus on this while I'm walking and while I'm running. So if I'm on a run, which is not all that often, and it's kind of a walk run, I don't run long distances. I'm not exactly a runner. I will start off by counting each step. So I'll inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm focused on that breathing, trying to keep it diaphragmatic for as long as possible. Eventually it goes down to about 4 breaths in per step, 4, and then 4 out. Eventually then it goes to 3, and then I always put in some sprints or some faster activity when I'm running, and that will bring it all the way to that shallow breathing, right? That breathing that we experience with exertion. And then I'll try quickly to bring it right back to that diaphragmatic breathing. So even when I'm running, I'm focusing on the whole body staying engaged and focusing on using that diaphragm, right? So excellent job. Thank you for joining me today. If you have any more questions about breathing, you know the benefits. We all know it's important. We all know it's good for us, but increasing that lung capacity can help us have more endurance while we're doing the classes or the workouts that we're doing at home or going on the walks or what have you. So pay attention though. I don't want you to get to where you're actually becoming short of breath or you're holding your breath while you're working out. Those are really not great. And if you're finding that you're going into that shallow breathing sooner than you want to, I want you to bring yourself into a lower position. So instead of being seated like this, perhaps you would lie down and work on your breathing. If you were standing, you'd want to sit. If you were in a chair, you might try the floor, but take yourself down to work on the focused breathing instead of trying to make it harder by also standing. So take those options, make sure you're listening to your body and paying attention to the cues that it's giving you, and do what is available for you today, right? You don't have to measure so much on what it was yesterday or what it'll be tomorrow. What you have available today is what I want you to work with. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope to see you again soon. And again, drop some questions if you have them. This will be on replay on the Four Seasons website as well as on my YouTube, which is just Kim Hillard. So talk to you soon. Have a good one.